Hi, I'm Jen from Online Fabric Store, and this is Lisa, our purchasing manager here. Today I'm going to show you a simple way to hem your jeans using the original seam line. Just fold it under like this until you get the right length that you want. And right now I'm using regular pins as opposed to safety pins because I'm going to be doing this right away. But if you are not going to be doing this right away, it's best to use safety pins just to keep the hold. Make sure you're using the shoes that you'll be wearing with these pants, and when you're trying them on for hemming, make sure they're sitting on the waist where you want them to sit, otherwise the length will be a little off. Lisa, how's that feeling so far?
Good.
And now do the same thing for the other leg. Skinny jeans or tapered jeans are usually a little bit shorter than regular jeans, so it's best to try them on and just pin them where you want them to sit. So now what you're going to do is measure the amount of excess fabric on the inside of the jeans. And mine comes to 3.5 inches from where the pin is to the original hemline. Take out the pins and fold the jeans flat on the table. And from here, you're just going to measure up. Take the measurement that you just measured from the inside, which mine's 3.5 inches. So I'm going to measure up from the original seam line, 3.5 inches, and pin. Pin around the entire leg. From this row of pins, you're going to measure up 1 inch and make a second row of pins. The first row of pins is where the hem is going to lay, where the actual length is when you pinned it. And the second row is allowing seam allowance for when you move the hem up. You can continue this all the way around the leg. Once you finish pinning the second row, take out the first row of pins. Now you're going to take the original seam line and just fold it up right underneath the row of pins. And then just pin it down. I'm going to do this around the whole leg. Now go ahead and just take out the original row of pins. Move the pins right on the edge, so when you're sewing, it doesn't hit the pin. Now you're going to stitch right in the inner seam line. Now before you stitch, it's best to have the person or yourself try them on beforehand, just to make sure it's the right length. So now you're just going to take out the pins and then fold it over to the right side. From the inner seam line where you just stitched, measure down 1/2 inch and pin. You only need to pin one side, and then you're going to cut all the way across. If you have a serger, just serge along the side here of the raw edges so it gives it a nice finish. If you don't have a serger, you can just use a zigzag stitch. Now you're going to fold it over to the right side and iron it down flat. Make sure that the inside seam is facing upwards. Then you can just iron it down on the outside too. Now all that's left to do is just tacking down each side seam. Just do a little quick stitch right here on the seam lines, about 1/2 inch. Just repeat these steps for the other leg. All right, now that both legs are done, you can go ahead and try them on. By using this method, you can't even tell that the pants were hemmed. And that's it. Thanks for watching.